today I wanted to share an update about all the pieces I've created for the exhibition Magies Baroques, which is about to start this weekend. So I finished my work for it. I had created Armide, inspired by la Gerusalemme Liberata by Le Tasse, and the Alcina Castle Island, inspired by Orlando Furioso. And I still had one piece which were not shipped, so they came on Monday. This video you will see it on Friday, I think, and on Monday they came to fetch the castle and Armide, and the gate of the castle was not finished. You have seen it in sketches. I've just finished it these days. It was just such a marathon to finish all that, and I didn't want to be too much in a rush since it's opening this weekend, and I think the official opening is only going to happen in July, but for the public it's going to be open starting this weekend. So I'm going to ship that in with the mail, and they're going just to have to add it under the staircase. So it was just the beginning of the castle, reaching to the top of the island castle, if you will. And I didn't have finished it, so I just finished it now. That was an extremely intense period of work. I think I'm more late every time for each exhibition I've been invited to work for. I've always been more late than the previous one, and I think the reason is, first, I'm a slow artist, I would admit it. I'm very slow in gathering my ideas and everything, and at school all the exams and things like that you had to do in a short period of time, like 3-4 hours. I was always late. I never finished at the time. It was always done in a rush at the end. When the bell was ringing and you were supposed to have finished, I was never finished on time, never. So I think it's pretty much the story of my life, to be never on time. But I managed to finish it though, after many nights of very few hours of sleep and one full night of zero sleep at all. So I'm still a bit exhausted. I didn't totally recover. I think it's going to take a few days because it was just a lot of work. It was just bigger than I thought. Also Armide, the second piece I'm doing for the second castle, the Château de Parentignat, I was asked to do it in April, so it was very short notice since I was supposed to have finished May 23, so it was a little more than 1 month to do it. Since I also had other things on my plate, it was just a lot. And for those who have done my big workshops like the Carriage or the Dollhouse or those sort of workshops, you know the time it takes to do things. So I'm going to continue, of course, to work on Armide. Most of it is done. Now I'm going to dress her properly. And here in this garden I have few things to check on the landscape, not a lot. I'm going to continue to add also my golden thing here, but once I have adjusted my paper, and I really have more leaves to add on all my branches here. I have also prepared a few more tassels because on these opera outfits of the 17th century you had a lot of pompons, that we call in French, and you would say tassels, so you need to have, I need to have quite a lot. I have three big ones, but I need to have smaller ones on the costume itself. And of course I'm also going to work now on the top. I had started this sleeve and I don't like it because my color is pretty pink and I wanted to have something more contrasting. So, and here I have all the papers I painted for the dress. I hope I will have enough, we will see. I may have some plain ones to complete those because I didn't want to have a pattern which was too catching the attention a little too much, so I think here it should be fine. I have more golden details here and there. I will have, of course, my tassels, my pompons on top of it, so I think it should be fine. With that, we'll see. had to do the lake. So I showed you in the previous video of this series my experiments with varnish on water on my paper to create some glossy aspect to the paper so that it would imitate water. The final result was well, but I had a lot of problems because I don't work with varnish generally in my work. I think it's an interesting thing. Maybe I will incorporate it from time to time just to have a little piece here and there which is a bit glossy or which contrasts with the rest of the piece. It can be interesting, I would say. I was happy to, after all, work with it a little for this project, but I'm not used to it, so I forgot that the paper can change completely when you apply it. And under the paper you need something completely white, otherwise if you have some newspaper or anything under it, it's going to show through the paper. And I forgot that. So I did all my lake, I applied all my paper on my newspaper, I had newspaper under it, and then my varnish, and I did that just 4 days before they were supposed to come to fetch the pieces. So it was really not a long time before everything had to be finished, and it didn't work well at all. Of course, the newspaper showed through the paper and the varnish because the varnish changed the paper, it changed how it looks, and suddenly all the writing of the newspaper was showing. It was a disaster. I realized I had to start all over again. So here is my lake. I unfortunately had a big problem yesterday because it was almost done, finished, so the castle is going to arrive over here. And when I was adding my varnish, I realized I didn't have a white background under it, and all the newspaper was showing once I was applying my varnish. So it was an absolute catastrophe. I had to remove everything the best I could, and I had to repaint tons of other papers, start again. I worked till 1 o'clock, and now this morning I'm going just to apply. I didn't remove everything because I think we couldn't see the newspaper, so I'm just going to try to do some pleats and to make everything work together. So it was a big waste of time, which I really didn't need now, but that's how it is. I don't work with varnish. This is not something I use in my normal work. So when you use different things on this sort of occasion, you always have surprises, and usually not the good ones. So I'm going to be patient and efficient, and this morning I'm going to apply everything that needs to be applied. And I think here I have a fish which is not holding super well, so I need to try to find a solution to make him less flexible than he is now. So let's fill this lake and try to make it as flat as possible while it finishes to dry. The lake, I also did something because I'm not very good with measurements, I'm not good with mathematics in general, and the measurements of my lake was not matching what they had prepared to receive the lake. They had created a stand for it, and my lake was slightly smaller with sort of water falling around the lake. So that was another problem too. I just realized when I measured at the end that actually it was smaller, and I didn't know exactly the measurement of the stand, but I imagine it wouldn't work. So there was a lot of bit stressful time there, but I will see. I don't know yet how it looks like. I didn't see the lighting they did, how it's organized in the castle. I didn't see anything for now, so I can't tell you. I followed what I was asked to do. So the back of the castle, there is a sort of inspiration of a theatre decor, the back of a theatre decor. That was the idea of the curator of the exhibition, who wanted to have that. I tried to do the things I could in this time frame, because it's, of course, if you have all the time in the world, you could add any other things, you could do wilder, more crazy gardens, all that, but well, I had to finish at some point. And also the piece is going to be manipulated from one place to another, so there are things I couldn't do. I would have done it if it was just for someone who would buy it for himself, but here, as it's going to be manipulated, put in trucks every 6 months, there are things in paper which are fragile, and I knew it wouldn't work to do that. So I had to be a bit careful on how I would do the water lake and the garden, all that. So that was another limit I had to follow. morning I'm finishing the gate that you have seen in my sketches. So the gate is going to go under the at the bottom of the staircase. So it's the last thing I need to ship because I wasn't ready. I didn't have finished totally the gate when they came to fetch the castle and Armide, the two pieces for the two castles. So I just thought, no, I prefer, the opening is on Saturday, I prefer taking 1 or 2 more days to finish it properly, nicely, that I'm happy with it, than giving it not finished. Of course, it's not satisfying at all, so, and I will just add the two, I need to sculpt a little something. It's still sunny, so I don't think it will need a long time to dry. And I think it's going to finish the castle really well to have that at the bottom. So it's really the same thing that on my sketches, pretty much. Yes, it's mainly checking everything, painting the background, and mainly doing the gate and doing the other door. that's it for my work for the exhibition. I'm about to ship this last piece of the castle. And I've just checked I forgot to paint one other thing. So when you have a lot of branches, all that, it's always difficult to be sure you have covered everything with paint. So I've just realized that I have a few places which are not covered. So I will check that. And I will go back to my own work, starting with finishing the hair on this horse, which was started in March, I think. Yes, I think I started it in March. And it needs to be finished, so it's going to arrive in the shop in June. I will also have other pieces I want to add. I want to go back to fairy tales, so I want to start a lot of new pieces inspired by old fairy tales. So you will see that in the next videos. I want to continue my own personal projects. I have a lot of ideas for those. Since I couldn't do anything for them, I really want to finish my at least one or two episodes of my historical series in June. And I will also start to think about the Halloween workshop coming in September and of August. I want to start to think of that, just to give me time to find good ideas and prepare all the Halloween season super in advance really well. I will not share anything publicly or in videos or anything, but just to start to share and to gather my ideas for that. And I will have many videos coming in June. I will go back to a more regular rhythm, simply because now I don't have any deadlines, so I can work at my own rhythm. And I also wanted to say that the Dollhouse workshop is still open for a few days. You have till June 10 to join. There is no launching offer anymore. The launching offer is finished now, but you can still join if you want to. And I'm excited to meet the ladies who join, because we have a Skype later today, and I'm happy to meet them because this workshop is a bit special compared to the other. It's a big adventure. Yes, it's the ladies who are joining are excited also, because they are going to be with their paper, their glue and everything for a long time. So it's just a fun and a bit challenging but very exciting adventure, and I'm always excited to meet the ladies who join this specific workshop. I will come back with the video of the exhibition later in a few weeks, so don't worry, you will see all that. If you have a chance to come and to go in June, July or August, as usual you have the informations on my website. There is the poster and the link to the website, the practical details, the opening of the castle, so that you can give a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and you can subscribe if you don't want to miss all the nice videos coming. Thank you, I will see you very soon.